Your track is cleared. Dispatcher over. Signal out.
Hey guys, welcome back. I have a beast of an engine here behind me that I'm really excited to share with you today. This is a Lionel Legacy Chesapeake in Ohio H-7. This was released in the 2014 Lionel catalog. This is the later of the two releases that have been done. I have the earlier release as well, which was a JLC version from the late 2000s. So this engine has obviously been weathered. I'll show you some of the weathering that's on this. I purchased it this way. And then we will also look at a fresh version being the JLC and show you what it looks like without weathering. And of course, we'll run it around the layout and have some fun with it. So this engine is a 2882 wheel arrangement, meaning 2 wheels in the front, 8 drive wheels, another set of 8 drive wheels, and 2 wheels on the trailing truck. So this engine does require 072 curves, and I would not try it on anything smaller than that. So it doesn't have quite the overhang that, let's say, a big boy does on 072, but it does have some overhang. So if you've got, some tight corners and things and tunnels, it's just something to watch out for and be mindful of. The engine and tender together is about 30 inches in length, and this engine MSRP'd for $1,350 when it came out in 2014. Now that's interesting because that's actually a lower MSRP than what the previous JLC version was almost 10 years prior at $1,650, but we'll get into that in a minute. So you're probably asking yourself, Eric, why is this engine weathered? None of your other equipment is weathered. And that's a great question, so let me address that. This engine was what I'll call part of a blowout sale. So the year this was released, Lionel was moving away from their traditional built to stock program and move towards what is now their built to order program. And in that process, a lot of dealers and customers didn't really know how to react to that, and some dealers overbought as a result. So this engine was part of that happening, and a specific dealer bought several of these, had too many, and actually decided to get some weathered as a way to just bring more attention to it or to try and move them. And the weathered engines actually didn't sell as well as the what I'll call fresh versions. So I picked up this engine at a show from a dealer for almost half of MSRP. Now the weathering on it, we'll show you in a minute here, but it actually looks very good. I have no issue with weathering. It's not something that I do to my own engines, but a light weathering, I'll call it, or medium weathering is something that that I do enjoy, just to make things look a little bit different. Before we look at the weathering in detail, let's talk about the tender on this beast. So this is a Vandy style tender, which I love. It is probably my favorite tender in my collection. They're just so different than your traditional tender. I love the great big 6-wheel trucks. The style and shape of it is just unique, and it really stands out. It's just so different than your traditional tender. So my other favorite thing about this engine is these running boards here. They're just so different than anything else you see. I like how they're accented in the white stripe, but they also, step up here. So on this JLC version, it's fresh and not weathered. The running boards pop even more, and I had initially thought when I bought the Legacy version, oh, I'll sell the JLC, but actually I have decided I'm going to keep both of them. And I go back and forth all the time and talk to somebody that's looking for one and consider selling the JLC. But with one being weathered and one, being this fresh look, they do look different, and they're different road numbers. So I'll probably continue here to just hang on to both of them and run them and enjoy them. The cab on this engine is fantastic too. So you can see here we've got the road number there across the back. You've got cab curtains and then a great back head there with valves and gauges too. So we'll just do a slow-mo run by here so you can see what the weathering looks like, and you can see there's quite a bit of streaking going down the sides of the boiler and down the sand dome. So I thought whoever did the weathering did a really good job. So next, let's listen to some of the sounds that this engine has. This has one of my favorite whistles. It's just got that eerie, deep whistle that just reminds me of coal and industrial railroading. So let's listen to it.
Your track is clear. Dispatcher over. Roger that. Cleared outbound. Out. This is the dispatcher. All clear inbound. Over. Copy that, dispatcher. Clear.
So just comparing the two, here's the legacy whistle. And the JLC whistle. So there's the chuff on the JLC. Let's listen to the chuff on the... So I think I actually like the chuff on the JLC a little bit better than the legacy version. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. The only thing about this legacy version is that it does not have road-specific crew talk. So for whatever reason, that was a feature Lionel had 10 years ago, and you know, almost all the Rail Sounds 5 and Rail Sounds 5.5 engines, but the latest legacy stuff, you know, unless it's a Vision Line engine, that seems to be a feature they're reserving for Vision Line. So that's a little disappointing, you know, that an engine 10 years ago has a feature that an engine today does not, but otherwise it's a great piece. So let's run it around the layout.
Roger, your track is clear. Dispatcher over. This is the dispatcher. You're clear to pull. Over. Roger that. Cleared outbound. Out.